Wednesday, it is party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. We are in the Mothership, Studio 22. The world is going crazy. You know all about it. But as we usually do, we're going to make sure that you are aware of the problems you didn't even know you had. That's what we do here at the Chad Prather Show. Lisa Reynolds sitting in the hot seat, hanging out in from Washington, D.C. What was it? Can we say who your boss is?
No.
We can't do that? I mean, you can't. You work for...
I work for...
a government official.
Correct.
Okay.
It's okay.
I understand.
He doesn't need to...
I understand.
...be involved with anything I say. My opinions are separate from his.
But I like your boss.
He's a wonderful, wonderful man, yes.
Yeah.
Good
See, we're narrowing it down 50%.
So we know it's a man.
Now we know it's a man.
Okay, keep going. Keep going.
We also know he's a wonderful politician, which means there's like
that
five
narrows
people?
it down. Yeah.
He's actually like a good human, like an actually really good human being.
Tweeted some stuff about Pelosi. I liked it. Anyway, let's get into a show. There's a lot of stuff. Did you hear you remember the Nirvana baby, right? The band Nirvana.
Right.
Their iconic album cover was the baby, naked baby in the pool, little pecker sticking out.
With his TT showing.
And they got a dollar bill or whatever on a hook in the baby's
fishing line, yeah.
And the guy is now an adult who was suing the band for exploitation of children.
Okay. I did think that was a little like gross. Like I don't want to go see little babies. I mean, there's a lady on the beach in Wildwood, New Jersey, with her little 2-year-old, 3-year-old running around with his thing out. Like I don't really need to see that though. I mean, she shouldn't be suing now.
With the world.
Sometimes they're hard to catch.
Come on.
But then I feel like if I look, that makes me feel like I'm a pedophile or something. Like I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I only see it.
Lisa, maybe you have some counseling issues.
Okay,
maybe. Like if that's what you're feeling internally. Over here at the pub, of course, Jennings is the centerpiece today.
That's right.
Surrounded by Hot News Natalie and Jeffy Fisher, the host of Chewing the Fat podcast. If you're not listening to Jeffy Fisher, you're not missing anything. But
wait, that's not. Is that what that said?
Chewing the Fat. Make sure that you are listening, Jeffy Fisher.
I need to clarify something. I'm not saying he should sue them. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I don't want to see that.
You just don't want to see naked boys running around or naked baby boys.
Naked infants.
It's weird.
I don't want naked boys either.
But would you buy the album?
18 and under. No.
Listen, I've always been of the ilk that says that you just can't take away a boy's right to pee wherever he wants to pee and whenever.
I'm here for that.
Just bam, just there it is. Just run down the beach and whoop, there it is.
Yeah, I definitely tell my kid to pee outside, and he always was like, "No, I should go in the porta potty." And I'm like,
plus,
no.
you never know when you're going to get stung by a jellyfish and need that little boy.
You need that little ounce.
Right.
I'm totally fine with boys going wherever they want to.
Yeah. Which, by the way, peeing on a jellyfish sting does not work. Portuguese man of war, it works. You need some alcohol for the. Anyway, we got some stuff to get into, man. We got some stuff before we do that. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, last minute show ad. Going to be in Addison, Texas, at the Improv. Me and Jesse Payton are going to be there. So if you're in the DFW area, want to come hang out and have some laughs. Jesse's headlining that. I'm just there to get a crowd. I'm just coming so he can sell tickets because they moved his date up. But anyway, Chris and of course Kayla are at the helm, driving us into the nether regions of Wednesday. And boy, I got pissed off yesterday on social media. We're going to talk about some of that. Of course, I should learn, never have drinks and social media.
I think you're kind of more fun when you have drinks and social media.
I'm bolder, right? I say things, but I don't always say everything that needs to be said. So I like to ruffle the feathers, and I like to make people think and kind of piss them off a little bit. Because I think if you get a little pissed off, you think about it.
That's very Roseanne Barr of you.
Well,
get under the influence and then tweet.
I got
But he has a better brain than Roseanne Barr.
I know. Well,
I got a tidbit of advice years ago from an up and comer named Glenn Beck. And he said, you got to make them cry. You got to piss them off. You got to come at them. I mean, you got to really,
Well, you did that.
I mean, he was reading my Patriot Supply ad the other day, and I was crying with him. Aww. I was thinking about the Afghans, the rugs, not the people.
Actually,
there it is.
It turns out, by the way, this whole thing in Afghanistan, it turns out Biden's doing it right. I did not know this, but I went home the other day, and all the Afghans in my house have holes in them, too.
Look at you. A rug joke. Whap out. Okay. There we go.
You're going to be in Addison tomorrow night, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should come to the Improv.
I'm opening for Chad, who's opening for the other guy.
Listen, but I got pissed off about this whole education thing. Public education pisses me off. Like, and again, I say this, I always qualify it by saying it ain't the teachers.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is.
Actually, a lot of times it's the
But
teachers.
overall, like, I feel like the true educators have had their hands tied, right, in a lot of ways. And they're not allowed to teach anymore.
That's not true. You have teachers unions who do not give a crap.
Well,
they don't want to go back to
unions,
work.
though.
Well, that's public schools.
And they're the ones who are controlling the narrative, right? We'll get into this stuff.
Okay.
I want to debate this with you because I pissed enough people off.
No, I say take your kids out of public school immediately.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd rather eat ramen every day for the rest of my life and pay for a private education that does the right thing rather than...
And that's what I basically posted.
Right.
I said, you need more stuff so you can't homeschool your kids. And people are like, well, I don't have enough money to blah, blah, blah. Hey, I need you to drink more, okay? Drink and social media. Do it with Bonner Wines. Go to cowboywines.com. This Malbec is one of the best in the world, and it's very robust because it is grown at the third highest vineyard in the world, almost 9,000 feet up in the mountains there in Argentina, which gives it a more robust Malbec grape. You're going to get some of the best notes in a red wine that you can possibly imagine. Blackberry leather smoke, a little dark cherry. This stuff packs a punch. And let me tell you, on election night, we drink a lot of this stuff. Make sure the guys over at Cowboy Wines know you love them, and go to cowboywines.com. They will actually give you 50% off a case as well as 50% off of your shipping. They're doing that specifically for our audience. You don't even need a promo code. So go to cowboywines.com. And by the way, this actually is better for you. Yeah, wine is good for you when you're eating red meat. It helps you digest it better. So what could go wrong? Gargle with it. It probably cures COVID too. I don't know. Anyway,
it does.
Cowboywines.com. Hang tight. We're going to piss you off. Be right back. So, yeah, I caught a lot of grief yesterday on the social media thing because I basically said if you continue to subjugate your kids to this public indoctrination camp called public schools, then you basically don't love your kids, right? And what I was saying is, hey, stand up for them, fight for them, right? I'm not saying everybody's got to homeschool, although this is what I said this morning. I said I believe in ruffling feathers to make people think. It can be pretty offensive. It gets me censored on social media, criticized by many. Yesterday I made a post that did exactly that. Let me reiterate, since it got deleted, if we truly love our children, and obviously I believe we do, then we must stop the state from subjugating them and brainwashing them. We are the parents. Do whatever it takes to protect them from ridiculous ideologies that are being passed off as education. Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he will not depart from it. The educational system in America is pushing Marxism, abolishing patriotism, obliterating faith, and denying truth. They've tied the hands of educators and dumbed down the students, and yet we continue to funnel hard-earned money into the corruption without standing up and fighting for the hearts and minds of our kids. No, I don't think that you don't love your kids. I believe you do, but not advocating and fighting for them is an abuse that works to forfeit their future.
Very articulate.
Yes. That's when I'm sober.
Can I speak to that?
Yes.
Because I read that. I read your one that was before it was deleted, and I can speak from somebody who has 3 kids in public school. I didn't take offense to what you said, because I know your heart, and I feel like most people do know your heart. That being said, I also don't want to pull them out and homeschool just for their own safety and their own education. But I will say, when my kids come home, I have daily communication with them. My husband has daily communication with them. I do want to know what they're learning about. I do want to know what's happening in the classroom.
You're confident they're telling you everything?
No, absolutely not telling me.
But I'm sure that
But at least if I'm as hands-on as possible, then I feel like I am doing my job.
You would go to your school board meetings and things like that too, right? Like if you know that you right, that's the thing that we're talking about. We're seeing lots of parents over and over again, like big time now, hundreds showing up at school board meetings where they weren't doing that for so many years. Yeah. Now they're invested. Now they don't want to see masks in the school
they're awake. Yeah. What happened was we weren't awake. I mean, I just came from a school district where this happened and made national news, and those parents who they admittedly said we were asleep at the wheel. Mm-hmm. Not anymore. And they're making changes.
School boards are still fighting back, though. They're still
absolutely. I mean, it's
pretty good over the years that they're fighting back.
But that's what you mean. The parents need to step back in, take control, and
change the leadership.
Yep.
If you really want, you got to fight to change the leadership. And if you can't find anyone, maybe it's you.
Yeah. See? There
Run
you go.
for school board.
Ooh, yeah.
All
No, I
elections
love
are
my kids, but no.
all politics is local.
doing
Not
I don't
this,
love them that
if
much.
this comes down to me actually having to do something,
Yeah, no,
I'm out.
not doing
Right?
it. You want me to tweet for you? Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
I mean, I can make a
got that.
post, but I don't want to really go anywhere.
Not you, but you. So
Right.
So somebody came at me, of course, typical troll behavior. They said, "So, would you agree with punishing schools that mandate masks for kids?" I said,
Yes.
100%. And they said, "So, what would you do to protect our littles?" And I said, "Let them breathe fresh air."
Yep.
Because just getting COVID ain't a death sentence, especially for a child.
Thank you.
It's 0.002%
Yeah, it's
chance of
horrible. I
dying.
mean, there's no
lightning
percentage.
strike can
I
happen.
said last week, you got a better chance as a child of getting struck by lightning while being eaten by a shark in the middle of Kansas.
Maybe not that much, but definitely you have a better chance of getting a car accident and dying on the way to school than you do getting COVID.
Well, the insanity of the whole thing is now there's one school district in Washington, I think it was, I read this last night, where if you're not vaccinated, they're going to make the students wear an ankle monitor.
They're already, they were doing it for that
Athletes.
volleyball.
Just the athletes.
Was it
Is that what it is, the athletes?
So that they can do
Yeah.
contact tracing,
Correct.
Right.
which is
And-
insane.
And by the way, they're proximity monitors. Okay.
Is that what they
Yes,
are?
they're not ankle
Like if
bracelets.
you get, it's like a
ankle
dog
bracelets
fence.
are for criminals. Okay. They're proximity
But
monitors.
it's for like contact tracing, but also if you're not within 6
Right.
feet of another person, they'll start like alarming.
So like a dog, like wearing a collar, you get too close to the underground
You get a little
wire,
shock?
you get a little shock.
Yeah, they don't shock yet.
Yeah.
But I want that. If we're gonna do it, let's do it, man. I want to do it right. I want you getting zapped.
Yeah,
But
if
that's
a
also-
son of a bitch gets too
You'll
close
learn.
to me, I want him to know it.
That's right. You'll learn. That's sick. That's within my 6 feet.
Yeah.
All right,
But
back
that's
up.
also like a shame tactic, right? Like, so
Yes.
that's mentally screwing with our kids because who we're identifying right there. Who are the people that are outcasts here? It's you with the ankle monitor. And for kids that are in high school, when
Yep.
everything is about your social life, that's what they're trying to do: single you out and shame you into getting the vaccine.
And Chris, what was the deal happening in Frisco, Texas?
In Frisco, Texas, to my understanding, aren't they requiring people to say their pronouns on their first
Yeah,
day?
on the first day of school. That was the thing that really pissed me off. I mean, COVID aside, that you had to fill out an application. You had to go ahead and identify your pronouns before you could start school. This is what I'm talking
Well,
about.
that's just so the teachers are able to identify you properly.
Listen here,
Wouldn't wanna
Aaron.
Wait,
What's wrong with that? They're being nice.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to misgender anybody. I mean, for God's sakes,
I never
Cooper,
had
the
a
intern
teacher
at the White
refer
House.
to me as a pronoun. Never.
I've
So
never
all of a
thought of you
sudden
as a
now,
pronoun.
I mean, Miss Natalie. I've never had a teacher say that to me. So why they have to identify?
Yeah. Well,
Just call
this is
them
the
by their
kind of stuff
name.
I'm talking about. I mean, the mask mandates are out of control. If you want to mask your kid, abuse them. Go ahead. But just, but don't, parent your kid. Don't try to parent my kid.
I get sad because I have a 5-year-old and he's like he's like brainwashing and wearing his mask. And I was like, Georgie, I can't hear what you're saying. Take that off. Take off
Yeah.
your mask. And he goes, Mom, I like it. It's fine. And it's Baby Yoda, so he'll wear it. But like,
And he traded with Toby at lunch. He went to school with a
absolutely.
ninja on.
I picked him up the other day. I'm like, where's your mask? He's like, I don't know. It was on the floor in the playground, right? And then he picks it back up and he puts it back on his face. It's gross. I'm like, take that off your face. And it's like, but they start to like it.
But the girl responded to me. The lady responded to me, and I'm sorry if I'm misgendering you, lady. But she said, "Oh, so you're just like a politician. You're just not answering questions." I answered your question. How would I protect the kids? Let them breathe. It's
No
simple.
masks.
No mask. So now Delta Airlines, the headline came out. They're going to penalize their employees that don't get the vaccine. Basically, dock their pay. And then what was the other thing that I saw? Oh, the health insurance companies are now going to charge you higher premiums if you're unvaccinated. So they're treating this just like if you have a smoking habit or you have, high cholesterol or whatever it could be.
And back to Washington, back to the high school. If you were an athlete and you have the ankle bracelet on, but if you are part of the contact tracing that have come in contact with someone who has COVID, you've been in that window. If you're unvaccinated, you've got to quarantine for 14 days. If you're not unvaccinated, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the rules at the House of Representatives too. If you're not vaccinated, you come into contact with somebody from COVID. I think it's 10 days. You got to quarantine. But
Look, I'm not saying COVID's not real. I mean, I hate that I have to qualify this all the time. It's infectious. It hurts people. People do die from the complications of it. But it's not a death sentence.
But like Natalie and I were talking before the show started, what about the people that are vaccinated, right? That aren't vaccinated, but that already have the antibodies, which are more robust than getting the vaccine anyway.
Yeah.
Do you need to be double vaccinated?
My husband had COVID in February, right before the freeze. And so with his company, he's in medical device sales as well. There's talk now for him to go into hospitals.
Right.
The company isn't making him get vaccinated, but the hospitals, can you go in?
Right.
So that's tricky. So he went and got his antibodies test. It's still through the roof. His antibodies are super high. So should he get?
That's great. Get vaccinated. Shut up, okay? That's great. That's good. That's nice to hear from you.
No, but we don't know.
Should he get vaccinated with antibodies that high?
Yeah, we don't know what the complications are when, like, they're saying that there's been examples like yours, but where the people they're infected with COVID. They don't know if they get the vaccine and they get sick, they die.
Yep.
Bad things are happening. And so what happens to the people that already have high antibodies like that too?
Yeah.
We don't
know. I mean, really,
we're putting an experimental drug in our body and it's supposed to be like, yeah, it's fine, no big deal.
And they don't know if you've had COVID. If you had a powerful case of COVID, then your antibodies are stronger. But if you had a weak case, your antibodies aren't that strong. They don't know how long that lasts either. So shut up and get the vaccine.
No,
okay?
no.
Just vax up.
No.
Just vax up,
Thank
Lisa.
You. Thank you.
With no answers. Just get
You know
it.
what? We're going to have to start putting monitors on people when they come in Studio 22 down here.
You're just trying to follow me around everywhere, Chad.
I'm still feral.
I only have one free leg. The other one's already got a monitor on it.
There you go. There you go.
I've got an ankle monitor, not a proximity monitor.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you this: since we're transitioning now into sexual innuendo, OnlyFans says it no longer plans to ban porn in an abrupt flip-flop that comes after a backlash from sex workers who use the popular platform to sell sexually explicit photos and videos. So apparently, they were like losing their backing or something.
The bank
didn't want to. Finance them.
Pornhub had a big problem with that and still does.
Yeah.
Not being able to get financial backing from the credit card companies, and so they've been taking Bitcoin. I mean, they're doing whatever they can. You know, I mean, you got to drive. I can't tell you how many times I've driven up to Pornhub and said, "I've got cash.
I got cash. Got a roll of quarters.
Cash for porn.
I got a roll of quarters. It's right here in my pants." But and I knew this was going to listen, Applebee's waitresses, y'all are safe. You could still do your porn on OnlyFans.
Right, it's good.
It's good. The gig economy is alive and well.
They said they stand for and have always stood for inclusion.
Yeah.
And they will continue to provide a home for all creators.
There you go.
That's nice of them.
That's so sweet.
But if I say, and there may be people out there who don't know what OnlyFans is. God bless you if you don't. OnlyFans is a subscription-based thing where people can put pictures, videos, exclusive content. It's sort of like joining Blaze TV. But you look at people like me and Jeffy, right?
I mean, they're not all like my
they're not
OnlyFans page, Jeffy. But I mean, I try to, I just wear.
Do we have Jeffy's QR code?
I usually just wear a, short skirt.
Only on Wednesdays.
We knew as soon as they made that announcement that they were going to stop the porn. I was like, well, then that's the end of OnlyFans. It's gone. It's done. So they had to
Instagram
find
models
alternate
everywhere
yes.
suddenly saw their bank accounts just just with a future that was just untenable.
It's tough. It takes a lot of work because you don't know. You have different steps. You can do like $5 a month and provide so much content, and then $10 a month or more for so much content, and the content could get better or worse depending on who you are.
Yeah, and there's bananas involved.
What I'm curious about is so the banks and stuff, they're usually targeting conservatives and things like that, right? But sex workers seems to be like there was that one ad on the corner, it was like nobody works this harder corner for you than whatever the ad company was.
Right.
And they were like, this is offensive to sex workers. And there was this whole thing and they had to take the ad down and the ad company apologized, right? And so sex worker seems to be like a liberal, a lefty talking point.
Sex work is real work. That kind of stuff.
I'm curious as to why the banks are so because they usually just hate people like us.
It doesn't make sense to me because this OnlyFans, the company pays out more than $300 million a month.
Yeah.
to more than 1 million creators.
That's a lot of money.
That's a golly. I need to get a boob job. Anyway,
just put an apron on and cook something.
There you go.
No, that's hot. That's hot. And if you were worried about wearing a ankle bracelet in Washington State, they found the first murder hornet nest of 2021.
Ooh.
Asia, man, this is the gift that keeps on giving. It really is. The Asian murder hornet.
It's the first one alive, though. This is better. They've been finding dead ones, so they were okay with it, but now they're alive.
So they were murder-suicide hornets, and now they're just murder hornets?
They were over here. They found some other hornets to have some business with, so they're breeding.
Yeah, they were kamikaze hornets is what they were, straight out of Asia. They're 2 inches in length. That's a big bug, man. That sounds like a mosquito in Texas. I have seen a mosquito stand flat-footed and hump a turkey, okay, in South Texas.
Now, Chad, I want you to look at your screen, and we're going to go back one picture. So you asked me, what are they doing? That's where they found the hornet's nest.
Yeah.
Look what they're doing to that tree, and look who we send out. We send out the guys from Monsters, Inc. to clean up this area. And then the next picture is them securing all the hornets inside the little tube. And the next picture shows you what we did with the tree.
Yeah.
All this.
It's like a kid at school, wrapped up.
All this for that.
Well, all this, you say that, but you don't want them breeding. I mean, they kill other bees, they kill other hornets, and if those suits if you just have a regular beekeeper suit, their stinger will go through that.
Mm.
So if you're just a regular beekeeper out there with your suit on, you're still going down.
There you go. Well, thank God my stinger is
We're at the
right
end
where
of
it needs
days.
to be. Hey, I want to remind everybody, the other day I was driving in to the studio on Monday, and I was listening to the quite eloquent, albeit soft, Glenn Beck. And he was talking about how things are just kind of going downhill. It's sort of like Glenn Beck does, right? And about how you got to prep, you got to prepare, you got to do all these things.
He does that pretty good.
And he does do that pretty good. I can cry like that. And so I immediately I was driving, and I got on my internet while I was driving, not the safest thing to do. And I started realizing, you know what? My food storage, it's low. So I went to preparewithchad.com, and I ordered a 3-month supply from My Patriot Supply, 4-week food kits. They sell those things right now. You could get them so easy. Provides over 2,000 calories a day for one person. Make sure you get a kit for everybody in the family. I just went ahead and got 3 months for me because I don't like to shop anyway. So I can just pop open my Patriot Supply, eat some macaroni and cheese. It really is good food.
Yes, it is.
It is really good food.
My dad will love that.
And in the right elements, you can store that stuff for 25 years, folks. Listen. Crazy stuff's going on in the world. Go to My Patriot Supply by going to preparewithchad.com. Save 25% right now on your 4-week emergency food kit. We'll be right back. Hey, if you want to get involved and help get some folks out of Afghanistan, we laugh about Glenn. He's such a good sport with all that stuff. But they're doing a great job. The NazareneFund.org, you can donate today. They've raised quite a bit of money, and we have several boots on the ground. I had a dream that Glenn came to me and said, don't you want to go with us to the Middle East? And I was
He's
like,
over there now.
He's over there now. And I was like, no, I really don't, Glenn. I don't.
You don't? I would go there in a heartbeat.
Really?
I would have
100%, yeah.
I would have gone.
It's like Philly. What's the difference? It's fun. I would help people, save people. I'm in.
Yeah, 100%. But it's a bad situation, obviously. There was a leaked cable that said only 4,400 Americans have been evacuated when they, if you listen to these press conferences that apparently are just going on and on and on and on, it's one big festival of going, we really don't know. We really don't know. We don't know how many Americans are in there. What the hell is going on? What about passports? Do we not use passports? Can you not register that somebody is leaving the country and checking in another country? Shouldn't you know those kind of things? So there's the cable right there. Said that there was, what's the number there? 4,407 American citizens. That is way off from what they were trying to tell us, saying that there were 20,000. Like they said the other day, 20,000 had been evacuated. And I was like, okay, no. It's a bad situation. I don't have to tell you this. It is an absolute shit show, this administration. And if you don't believe me, let's take a gander at our favorite redhead, the presidential White House press secretary, Jen Psaki. Play it.
First of all, I think it's irresponsible to say Americans are stranded. They are not. We are committed to bringing Americans who want to come home. We are in touch with them via phone, via text, via email, via any way that we can possibly reach Americans to get them home if they want to return home.
There are no Americans stranded. It is the White House's official position on what's happening in Afghanistan right now.
I'm just calling you out for saying that we are stranding Americans in Afghanistan when we have been very clear that we are not leaving Americans who want to return home. We are going to bring them home.
Say after
24 hours later.
It's declared, it's done. Everyone's out. If one U.S. citizen was suddenly discovered, saying, hey, I really want to get out and I'm stuck, who knows where, somewhere in Afghanistan or in Kabul, has got any problem, would this trigger a diplomatic, military, all hands on deck type thing to get that person out, whatever the date?
Our commitment continues to be to U.S. citizens. If they want to leave, we will help get them out.
No matter what the date.
Again, we expect there could be some, but I'm not going to get into it further. Go ahead.
What?
I'm
Are
not
they
going to get into
stranded
it.
or not, Jennifer?
I'm gonna have to circle back.
Yeah, she's circled back. Well, that could be there.
Why is she qualifying it with want? Like if they want to leave, everybody wants to leave. The Taliban's coming looking for Americans.
Yeah.
They want to get. Every one of them wants to get out.
And now, what did I hear, Jeff? Was it like another $3.5 trillion they're proposing over this whole debacle to go in? And
that's it, though. Don't worry.
That's just it's not like a $9 trillion for the infrastructure.
The money machines haven't shut off. Why are you talking about shutting them off? People
Just
need
put it on
money.
our tab.
But it's going to get worse because the Taliban is now giving to August 30th as the deadline for us to get out, or they said it's going to get ugly. 31st, right?
August 31st.
So we've got how many more days? And they couldn't have done it this far?
And that's why I went on a little tirade on social media yesterday that the Taliban is dictating to the president of the United States.
Amen.
And giving him a deadline. I'm like, F you. We're going to turn this place into glass. I mean, we're going to bomb you into oblivion. You already live in the Middle Ages. We might as well just let you live there full time.
That's not this administration, though.
Nope. They know, and they know it.
Looking for.
They know it.
Yeah, there you go. Is that the mom? Yeah. Play that clip real quick. If you
Taliban are going door to door, looking for people who has worked with the U.S. government, of course, for the U.S. citizens. So our lives are in extreme danger, and I don't know how long it's going to continue. They're going to people's homes at nights, and they're just taking them away, and nobody knows where they're taking them, what they're doing to them. Yeah. We are scared. My daughter thinks that the Taliban are going to behead me. Every time she sees my face, she asks me, Mom, why are they going to behead you? What is Taliban doing? We are in danger. We are in danger, Mr. President. Please help us. Imagine being stranded in a situation like this and not receiving anything for 3-4 days from the U.S. Embassy or the State Department. How does that make you feel?
Listen, if one American citizen's life is lost over this,
oh man,
then Joe Biden, you strap his senile, stupid ass to a Moab bomb and you drop him on prayer meeting. You know what I'm saying? You put him right on the mat.
Didn't they just kill a CNN reporter, though? That was an American citizen?
The photojournalist was found mutilated. But that was, I think he was in an advanced territory and he got left behind.
And they were blaming that on, I think, ISIS-K.
Yeah.
And not the Taliban.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're going to spin it no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, but Kamala Harris is having a fantastic time in Singapore. Got so much done in Singapore. She's 10,000 miles away from the southern border of the United States, which is where she is supposed to be taking care of things. And, of course, she's good 5,000-6,000 miles away from what's going on in Afghanistan. But everything's great in Southeast Asia. Assholes. Do the anything but success clip. Here's our friend Psaki again. Play it.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. Is there any concern that maybe trying to reach this deadline and get everybody out, mistakes are being made now that there is a report that at least one of the Afghans evacuated to Qatar has suspected ISIS ties?
Well, first, I would say we have a stringent vetting process, which includes background checks before any individual comes to the United States. So I can't speak to one individual, but I can tell you and confirm for you that we take the vetting of any individual who comes to the United States and comes out incredibly seriously. And it's an extensive process. I would say that this is now on track, Peter, to be the largest airlift in U.S. history. And that is bringing American citizens out. It is bringing our Afghan partners out. It is bringing allies out. So no, I would not say that is anything but a success.
Because you effed up.
Yeah, the thing was under control. We had a security force of 2,500 troops in there. You get 30,000 in Korea, 40,000 in Germany, 80,000 in Japan. I mean, why? So you had to have a little celebratory moment for the Biden administration on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. We were going to pull everybody out of Afghanistan, and that was going to be their little freaking photo op. You screwed up.
Is that vetting process also applicable to our southern borders?
Well, no, it's not. Get the vaccine, Natalie. Suck it up and get the vaccine.
Thank you. Just shut up.
Stop hating the brown people. And she smiles like this is going to be like one of the biggest airlifts in history. It's a shit show, but we're so proud of our capability. This is insanity, sure Jeff Fisher. It's crazy.
And she's looking worse and worse too, by the way. As the time goes by, that's what happens, I guess, when you lie every day for a living.
And then you gotta fight. You gotta defend it.
There's absolutely, she was a blatant lie that they're doing any type of background checks or anything like that. They can't. There's no consulate. There's nobody on the ground. There's nobody to go and validate that these names are the same. Do you know how many people's names are the same over there?
Right.
To validate that one person, Mohammed whatever, is Mohammed whatever, it's impossible. It's impossible to do.
So they're all Mohammed.
Honestly, it's true. It's impossible to do. There's no consulate. There's no one on the ground. No one to be able to check school records. Everybody's fleeing everywhere. She's lying.
Yeah. She's bring them into the interior of the country. Boom. There they go. That's the deal.
But I wouldn't expect anything less.
I wonder if at this point she's just, I'm in too deep now. She's like, I didn't really think this out.
Yeah.
Taking
I don't think she
on
cares.
this.
You watch these press conferences, and if I'm riding in the truck or whatever, I'm listening to these press conferences, and after a while, I'm like, you guys are idiots. Like, to try to spin this in any way, shape, or form positive. I mean, Joe Biden should be in prison, or at least licking the windows in the old folks' home. This guy, this senile dolt, I mean, he's a moron. It's like I said the other day on the show. He just comes out of the little coffin, they unplug him, they trot his little ass out there, he says what they tell him to say. Just turn the teleprompter around and let us read it, Joe, so we don't have to hear you go, or.
I'm actually okay with that. I'm actually okay. Just let us read what they have on the card for you.
I don't need to see Joe do it.
I don't need to hear you stumble through it.
No, I'll read it better with my dyslexia.
You're fine. Just eat your pudding and let us read it. You're fine.
The guy can't even chew pudding without somebody moving his mouth for him. That's how helpless and inept he is. I mean, they've got to massage his gums just to get him to. Okay, Joe, we're going to send you out there. We're going to put a little honey on your tongue. Now you go talkie, and he's like,
That's so gross to think about.
You've had the. I mean, you're. I mean, come on. I mean, right? I mean, come on. Look. Right?
No joke. And then what I was, and you, and so
great conversation.
We have to laugh because it's insanity.
It's embarrassing.
I'm angry.
I wrote the
check.
I know. It's embarrassing.
Angry. We'll be right back. All right, real quick. Play me a little Nancy Pelosi, please.
Really?
So here's the thing: we cannot require someone to be vaccinated. That's just not what we can do. It is a matter of privacy to know who is or who isn't.
Did you hear what she said?
What?
It's a matter of privacy.
She's talking HIPAA.
That was a flashback. Her saying we cannot mandate. And that was quite the statement.
That's a fashion statement right there, man.
That might be the first time we've ever heard her tell the truth ever.
You can't mandate people who get a vaccine.
Looks like a lemon tree.
Oh, and Govern Me Harder, Daddy, Warren Wilhelm played some Bill de Blasio.
Look, human beings do well when they have carrot and stick. So a mandate helps people to realize it's time. FDA final approval on Pfizer said it's time. Now, the Biden administration could do something else that would really help us all move forward. Speed the approval of the vaccine for the 5 to 11-year-olds. It's time for that. Look, if we can get that last piece done, because right now we can vaccinate kids 12 and up, and we're having a lot of success in New York City getting that done. But we need that last piece, and we need every child in America back in school. So I know Joe Biden cares, to his great credit. I know the team's working nonstop, but they've got to make this a central priority. Get that vaccine ready for the 5 to 11-year-olds. And then there's not even a question anymore about our schools. Everyone in the school building at that point could be vaccinated, should be vaccinated.
We just talked. I mean, they're putting the dogs down in Australia. Let's just put the kids down, right? These little German-infested.
That's almost too much communism.
That's
in one little clip.
Like I can handle it because it's the kids, but just get vaccinated.
His opening statement. What did he say? Rabbit
Stick
and carrot? Stick and carrot. I'm like, wow.
That's what they really think about. They think that the American people are dumb.
Thank you.
100%. 100%.
There's a movie out there, and I need to go look this up. I can't remember the name of it. There's a movie out there where in order to leave your house, they have to give you a shot. Like you have to get an inoculation. And what the shot did is it dumbed people down so the government could control them. And then there was a guy who started not getting the shot.
That bastard.
This would not. I'm telling you,
I got to remember this movie.
Something else is in this vaccine. That they're pushing it that hard.
Let me tell you what it turns you into.
Over my dead body.
It turns you into a woke TikToker, okay? As our new segment, Let's Make Chad Feel Guilty, is about to show you. Play the clip.
I grew up Christian, and I'm convinced Christian supremacy is a bigger threat than white supremacy.
Okay.
Let me explain. Christian supremacy is the idea that we are a Christian nation and our laws should be modeled after the Bible. But even Christians don't agree on what the Bible teaches. That's why there are over 200 Christian denominations in the U.S. alone. So, Christian supremacy becomes a power struggle to decide which interpretation of the Bible should define us. And guess what? Christian groups in power have used the Bible to justify every form of oppression, including racism, colonialism, classism, sexism, and homophobia. Christian supremacy is white supremacy, just in different packaging. The Southern Baptist Church is the most powerful Protestant denomination in the U.S. They were founded after splitting with the Northern Baptists over slavery. Faith is personal, but Christian supremacy is political, and I think we need to talk about that more.
Yeah, a religion that was founded on the writings of Sephardic Middle Eastern Jews. It's so white. It is so white. Why? I believe in science. Have you been baptized? Like we're so supreme. We just walk around with just like a super soaker, and you're going to need to get baptized today, or you can't function in society. That's how Christian supremacy works. We just get to baptize everybody, whether you want it or not. We're going to coerce you. Then don't forget when the shutdowns and the mandates and the all the crap close downs happened last year. Who was on top of the list? The churches. You couldn't go to the church. So we're so supreme we couldn't even get together and drink our little juice and eat our unleavened cracker. What's going on with these people? Like everything is supreme. Blue paint is supremacy. Just add something to. You know why? Because boys use blue paint in their nurseries. We identify males with blue. So blue is a supremacy color. See, this is the kind of logic these people use.
Absolutely, it is.
And Chad, I love her tag. Her tag is at Dear White Allies.
Dear White Allies?
I love her tag.
Oh.
Okay.
Somebody needs to let the black churches know that this is a white supremacy because they are...
Y'all are busy spending the Lord's Day in the Lord's house.
They spend the most time in church.
Just want to sing.
Yeah. So I live next to a black church, and they put it on the loudspeaker on Sunday morning. Like you going to church whether you want to go to church or not.
Absolutely.
Right?
And that's what she's talking about.
That's what she's talking about. It's a black church. And let me tell you, this girl preaches. You know what I mean? When it's a woman pastor, and when she prays, she preaching.
Yes.
Lord, forgive us for our supremacy. We're not giving it up. We just want forgiveness for it.
Thank you.
And she's on that loudspeaker, it's all staticky. And golly, man.
I love it.
I'm telling you, everybody, you're going to spend and they do it for hours. Lord's Day in the Lord's house.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I don't know what you're going to do with the black churches with this whole thing. Right now, Glenn Beck is in the Nazarene Fund where you can donate. They're actually getting Afghan Christians out of Afghanistan. I don't think when they get to America, they're going to like that they're being accused of being white supremacists for being Christians and they got evacuated.
Well, not just
accused.
Being
beheaded.
they're worse than white supremacy.
Yeah.
So
worse. And, to the Chinese church underground. Let me tell you. Gosh. I don't know, that little book you've been smuggling in, it advocates homophobia. You want to?
If we wrote down like how many victims, like different categories of victims we have now, I think that I would be writing for like 5 years.
Yeah. There's no way.
Again, because
you can't even keep up with it anymore.
When you live in a mentally obese and lazy society where everything is handed to you on a platter, you have to create your own form of persecution. You've got to create your pain because people identify themselves. That's why when we're sitting around twiddling our thumbs with nothing else to do and we get bored playing Warcraft, we invent things like BLM and Occupy Wall Street and Antifa and all in pronouns and genders and sit around and list off all this crap, and then you got to go
personal responsibility.
I mean,
yes, take control of yourself.
Silly.
Yeah,
take control of
the
yourself.
Vaccine and be responsible.
Thank you. I am sick of hearing you not vaccinated.
I'm not ever gonna be vaccinated ever.
I'm about to come sit close.
Pure insanity. Folks, listen, you heard it here on the Chad Prather Show. Just get vaccinated. Come on.
If you want to get vaccinated, that's on you.
Do it. My contract's coming up, Jeffy, here at the Blaze.
Really?
I don't know if they're going to renew it or not.
You're fine. Get vaccinated.
Just as long as I get. They're probably going to put a vaccine amendment in my contract.
Ooh. No,
they will. They'll dock me
100%. They won't.
They will. They will. These
everything has a price
beast
for you.
Executives here at Blaze TV. These beast executives. I hope you're listening. They texted me the other day, said, "Oh, we're listening." Well. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the world's gone crazy. But let me tell you something. This stuff going on in Afghanistan, those are real problems.
Yes.
That mom whose child is worried about her being beheaded, guess what? There's a very good chance it can happen.
Yes.
But you know what? Let's worry about the white supremacy and Christianity in America. Hang tight. Be right back. We still need you to leave a rating and a review. I don't know what happened, Chris, but we fell off the charts over the weekend. Like, that never happened.
I wasn't here.
I wasn't here either. So,
but what happened?
I just said
maybe they're just listening to Chewing the Fat.
100%.
Before I got here, so don't blame me.
But we need you to leave a rating and review where podcasts are offered. Remember, I told you that if you answered the trivia question on from Monday night, the trivia question was Tuesday. It was about Monday's episode. If you answered in a review, then some lucky winner is getting a T-shirt. That's right.
Brand new.
Yeah, a brand new T-shirt. Also, don't forget to go to chadonblaze.com and get that swimsuit with my face on it. Scroll down. I want to see who this review was from there. I want to see who's... Oh, phenomenal. I like that. This is from Big R&R. Phenomenal. Never miss an episode. Great place to get caught up on world events and some much-needed humor mixed in. Love you, Chad. Thank you for all you do and your team do.
Oh, Big R&R. Shout out.
Yeah.
Did he get the trivia question right?
Well, we don't know. It takes 24 hours for all the reviews to update, so we should know by tomorrow's show.
If you want a hint, you can look in the YouTube comments.
What was the trivia question?
Yeah, right. Which is we're going to be back on Off the Rails Thursday night. Going to have our buddy Clay Clark who's going to visit with us for a few minutes, talk about big rallies he's having across the nation, and all the influence of that is taking place. Natalie Woods, 22 on Instagram. She's cute. And, of course, Chewing the Fat podcast with Jeffy.
Get
and
vaxxed.
Lisa Reynolds. Lisa Beth, _Lisa Beth.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were out of the original, the other one. Whatever.
Anyway. Well, hey, we love you guys. Of course, watchchad.com. See many of you in Addison at the Improv tomorrow night. Talk to you then. Bye.